Hey all my beautiful nail besties, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I apply my Gel X nails and get them to last 2 weeks plus. Now I will say, I do personally take mine off every 2 weeks because I do not like the growth. With this method though, they will last 2 weeks plus. It just depends on what you personally like. So we will start with our cuticle pushers by cleaning up our nail bed and removing any of that dead cuticle that may be lingering on your nail bed. I really like these cuticle pushers. That little curved end I'm showing you right now works really well. It gets rid of that dead cuticle beautifully. And fun fact, the part I am pushing on right now is actually called your epinicium. The part that you lift that most people think is dead tissue is actually your cuticle. So a fun fact for the day. But as you can see, I'm just going around pushing them back very gently and then lifting up that dead cuticle that may be on your nail bed. If you don't lift that and get rid of it, it will cause lifting on your nails and will not give you a good adhesion all around where your cuticle is, or your cuticle bed, up along your epinicium, I should say. So again, yeah, just don't apply very much pressure. It should very gently lift all this off. And I'm just gonna go ahead and let this part play through, and I will be back. Alright, and after you are done with the cuticle pusher, we're going to go ahead and pull out our nail drill. If you do not have one of these, it is not an issue. You can use a hand file for this. We are going to keep it at a very low speed, and if you are working with your dominant hand, you would normally have it in the forward position, but because we are lifting the dead cuticle, we are going to go the opposite direction because it helps pull the dead cuticle off your epinicium and your nail bed very nicely, and it does not hurt. When you are doing this, if you keep it around a 3, you will not hurt yourself. I am using a safety cuticle bit right here, so it won't cut you. It has a rounded top, so you can get right up along your epinicium and your cuticle bed there very beautifully. You can even buff your skin along your nail bed. If you have any like calloused looking skin around there, it lifts it and just polishes it off very beautifully as well. And again, this should not hurt when you are doing this. I want to stress that if it is hurting when you are doing it, you are either applying too much pressure or you have your drill up too high. So I will let this part play out, and I will again be right back. Also, I do want to say, don't hold the drill in one spot for too long. It will cause a hot spot and it will burn you. Now we are going to come in with a dust brush really quick. I like to use this one because it's more abrasive. It really gets any of the dust that's stuck in there out. And then I'm going to grab a little buffer and just go along my cuticle bed, up along my epinicium, and try and remove anything else that may just be lingering around that area. This helps polish up any of the dead tissue that you may have still kind of hanging out as well. And it just helps prep your entire nail bed. Now, if you don't have a nail drill and you couldn't do the prior step, this is what you could have done instead. When we're done with that, we are again going to go ahead and dust off our nails, and we are going to take some 91% isopropyl alcohol and put it on our brush. And when you're brushing them off, go in a downward motion towards your free edge. If you go side to side, a lot of the times it'll push all that stuff you just sanded or buffed off into the cracks of your nails. And so if you pull it downward, it really just gets rid of everything beautifully. Now we are going to size out our tips. I am using Enail Couture's mini stilettos. These are my absolute favorite, by far favorite tips. Max's products are superior. His gels are amazing. They smell so good. I didn't even know gel products could smell good. And Nail Reserve LA's gel polishes smell really good as well, and I have a discount code for them in the description below. With these tips, these are not etched on the inside of the nail tip, and so I like to take that same bit I used on my cuticle and go on the inside of the nail where it will match up with my nail, and just etch all that out. That way when I apply them, they're gonna adhere very good. If you do not have a nail drill and you can't do this step, you can actually use a primer that you would put on your nail before you apply as a way to etch your tips. So just an FYI on that. If you don't have a nail drill, you still can do this step, just a little bit differently. And you can see right there, I held it up to my nail to make sure that I was etching down the nail far enough for it to actually meet up with my nail fully. And we will go ahead and do this to all of the nail tips. Once you have all of your nails etched, we are ready to apply. Woohoo! So we're going to start off with Young Nails primer. And I really like this one. It works really well. I do apply 2 coats of this just as a safety measure. If you are applying 2 coats, just make sure that you give a little time in between each coat. That way it does have time to fully cure. Alright, now that we are done applying our primer and giving that a minute or 2 to dry, we will go in with our base coat. I only apply 1 coat to all my fingers except my thumbnail. My thumbnail sits a lot flatter than the rest of my nails. The rest of my nails kind of have a natural C-curve or apex to them. And the more gel you build up on your nail, the differently your tips are going to size out. So be careful when doing that. It's kind of going to be a trial and error depending on how your natural nail sits. When you are done applying the base gel, go ahead and pop that in the nail lamp for 30 seconds to cure. Alright, now that we got our base gel applied and cured for 30 seconds, I'm going to come in with my 6-in-1 gel nail glue. This is by Gel Eek. I got it off of Amazon. This one works really, really well. I don't get heat spikes or anything. It keeps my nails on really, really good. It's honestly a really good glue gel. I hadn't heard of this brand before using it, but I do really like it. So what you'll want to do is apply a nice even coat to the inside of your nail tip where we etched it. Don't put too much, and then after you have coated the inside of the nail, you see how I swiped just a little bit right at the end of the nail? That's gonna puddle up, and then you put it down at a 45-degree angle, carefully lowering it until the gel gets to the free edge of your natural nail. Once that happens, I'm going to go ahead and flash cure it in my nail lamp for about 15 seconds, and then I'm going to look at it and make sure that I didn't get any spillage. If you have any spillage around your epinicium or under your nail, now would be the time to clean that up really quick because it will not be fully cured. And then you can go ahead and pop it in a nail lamp for 60 seconds, or if it is on there enough, you can continue applying the rest of your nail tips the same way, and then do a full cure at the end after all your nail tips are applied.
There's a world inside my head. I get lost in it from time to time. No one has a spare key to hold me what is inside of me. Go. I don't really dare to escape. Fall out in another space. So I stay. Hey. Oh, here we go. It's overflow. I don't really know what's on, 'cause I'm a restless soul. Oh, here we go.
After we have all the tips applied, we are going to go in and shape them and buff the entire nail. When you put nails on, a lot of the times the free edge can have a little plastic piece from where they tore them off the sheet before you get them, so I like to remove that, or sometimes they're just too long. I'm going in with my MAKARTT 100 by 180 nail file. I really like MAKARTT's nail files. I do have an affiliate code with them. It will be linked in the description down below. One thing I will say though, before you go in with your nail file, please, please, please make sure that you season your nail file. Nail files can be more dangerous than nail drills, believe it or not. They are incredibly, incredibly sharp. So you just want to take an old nail file and file around the outer edge of your new file. That way it will not cut you. I had to learn this the hard way when I first started doing my nails. The first time or two, my nail file just mangled my cuticle area. So please be careful and make sure that you season your nail file. After you have them shaped how you'd like, we will go ahead and go along our cuticle area and just make sure that we have cleaned up any spillage that we may have from when we were applying our tips. And when you do this, it helps just kind of seal in the cuticle area really good. I do come in with my nail drill after this, but this is just an extra step I take, and If you don't have a nail drill, this is how you would seal in your cuticle area. Now I'm gonna go in with my 5-in-1 Pana bit. I love this bit. I love it for sealing up around my cuticles. This is a safety bit as well, so it will not cut you, as long as you don't have it on high speeds, I should say. I can't speak for how well this will do around the cuticle area if it is on a high speed, but I keep it on about a 3. And make sure if you are using your dominant hand, you have it in forward position, and that just seals up our cuticles. And then we will go in with a buffer and buff the entire surface of our nail, which is going to give us really, really good adhesion for our polish. That way it doesn't chip or lift, which can be extremely frustrating after you put in all that time and work to make your nails look pretty and then it chips off. So make sure you do that step. After you're done with that, you'll just want to go in and dust them off before doing anything else, which I did off camera. I like to go in with this reinforcement gel I got from TEMU. Before using this, I would go in with like a dip powder or a poly gel with like a coat or 2 of it, just to strengthen up these tips, because I do wear them for 2 weeks and I can be kind of rough on my nails. This is essentially like a builder gel. It just adds strength to it. So if you have a strengthening gel or a builder gel, or even if you have this reinforcement gel, this will add some very good strength to your nails. When I apply it, because I do multiple coats, I do not go all the way to where my eponychium or my cuticle is. I do keep it a little bit away from it. That way it doesn't bulking up too much right there. If you apply it all the way to where the edge of your cuticle is, after applying your gel polish colors, it can really, really bulking up that area, and it makes it look like you have a press-on nail on. So doing this and keeping it a little bit away from that area for the first coat will help it blend a lot nicer. For my second coat, I do go all the way in and cover the entire nail. And I do want to say, this isn't a necessary step. This isn't something you have to do. I just like adding the extra strength to my nails because I can be kind of hard on them, and I do keep them on for 2 weeks at a time. But once you are done with this step, if you do decide to take it, you are ready to go in with your desired gel color or your designs you want to do. Let those creative juices flow. And I do want to remind you to go in with a coat of base gel before your main color or your designs. It would be really sad if it chipped away after all your hard work, so don't forget your coat of base gel. That is it for this video though, you guys. I really hope this tutorial helped someone out. I hope that your nails will last for 2 weeks plus. If you are still struggling with anything or have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. Any of the products I've used today will be listed below. Discount codes, all that good stuff will be in the description down below as well. If you are not subscribed already, please do. Leave this video a like and some comments if you are feeling generous. I love you all so much and really do appreciate all your love and support. It means the world to me. I wouldn't want to do all this without you guys. So I will see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.